Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday morning again, and it's funny how that happens every week. I'm coming to you from a Piece of You yarn shop in Bay City, Michigan, and this is our Stash Buster Thursday. And hi, Pam, you're here early. I am wearing my sheep cam sweater, which was one of our kits earlier last month, I guess. And it does qualify for our summer knit along. Hi, Doreen, good to see you. I have something in my eye and I think it's just an eyelash, but it's been bugging me all morning, so I don't know. So if I kind of like twitch, it's because I can't see out of that eye. Hi, Sandy, good to see you. If you are going on the retreat, I sent out a bulletin last night, with directions and the agenda and all of that kind of stuff. So, hi, Eddie. Hi, Deb. Good to see you. I do still have one bedroom condo left, and I do have room for no lodging. Hi, Shirley. Hi, Rachel. It does close on Friday, though. It does close Friday, which is tomorrow. Hi, Deb. Good to see you. We close it because we need to make sure we have enough swag bags and all that good stuff. So, hi, Peggy. Hi, Melissa. Please read it, though, because you are to pick a kit if you would like to do our project for the event. And because we want to make sure we get all the yarn in and we get it wound and all that good stuff. So, hi, Melissa. Hi, Lisa. If you're not going, don't worry. The kits will be, what is left will be available after the retreat. So, hi, Marilyn. I did realize I will never do this again. Hi, Jillian. Hi, Louise. I will never host a retreat that is not in my town during local yarn store day, because unfortunately we have to make 2 of everything. So hi, Jackie. Hi, Loretta. So Lorena and I have been knitting like little mice, just busy, and because we can't just split it up and she do one and I do the other, we have to have one to take to the retreat and one to have here in the store. We will be open that day. Emma will be here and Marilyn will be here. And so please come in the store. We have purchased some fun things for you. There's some free pattern codes. We'll have samples of some free pattern codes and things like that. So it's always a good time. Hi, Donna. Good to see you. Hi, Cheryl. We'll be open our normal hours 10 to 3 that day. That is the last Saturday of the month. We will not have a live that day because Lorena and I will be up north at the retreat, and Emma and Marilyn will be down here, and there's just too much going on. So that week we will have a Tuesday live, but not a Saturday live. That will be the last week of the month. It's coming up right around the corner. Hi, Sharon. Good to see you. So I've been busy knitting on Sport Weight because that's what our monthly savings book is. And I've also been trying to make some summer tops. As you know, we sold out of most of our Marla and Sammy with the Cloudbreak tee. And so I'm going to show you a couple other ones that I have here. I guess one, because the other one isn't working. No, it's not working. Hi, Shirley. Leslie, if you're watching, don't start yours yet. Bring your yarn on Sunday, and we'll figure out what to do. I won't rip mine out yet. So, yeah. So that is our scoop. Let's see, what else? You may see some areas of the store, if you do come in the store, you may see some areas of the store that look a little, light, and that's because we're getting more yarn in, and you guys are buying up all our kits and all that kind of stuff. So there's a little lag time between one and the other. So hi, Monica, good to see you. But we are trying to get everything in and all that good stuff. And I will go back to knitting on worsted weight and stuff like that next month or something. So I'm trying to get samples done for the retreat and samples done for local yarn store day. So that's enough of my griping and moaning. Yes, I know. We also are hoping to have our passports and bags for our middle of the mitten yarn crawl available starting local yarn store day. So that's what I'm working on this afternoon, is to make sure all our pages are accurate, and then they get to go to the printer very soon, and then they get distributed to all the stores. So that is always fun. So I will have more updates for you on that, but that's going to be one of those right before it happens type of thing. So let me get started. I don't have a whole lot to talk about today because a few of the things that I'm talking about I can't really talk about. I do have a sneak peek of one of the local yarn store days and another local yarn store days. One uses fingering, one uses DK weight, so that is kind of fun. I'll have more details later. I am working on, because we have some Wool Cycle Sport in the house. It's 100% upcycled superwash wool. It's really soft. It's not scratchy at all. It is 328 yards. I'm hoping to maybe have a kit Saturday, or probably it might be Tuesday. I am doing the Perfect Summer Tee. Hi, Priscilla. It is on Ravelry for $8. It is in a whole bunch of different sizes. It does cap sleeve or elbow length. And let's see. It goes up to a 60.5. So, yes. And I was able to get gauge with, it says DK. Hi, Cassandra. It says DK, but they had used a sport weight yarn, so I'm using a sport weight yarn. I'm using Wool Cycle Sport. I just checked my gauge again. And this one is, I should come over here so I can actually reach it. So it is out of this color of Wool Cycle Sport, which we won't have any more of. New Shire, but we have lots and lots of colors over there that should be really fun. This is a nice one. There are some short rows. I'm going to tell you that. It does do one of those back and forths, and then you pick up a few stitches here. Now, I was just looking at the projects, and it's supposed to just have this as its neck. I'm not thinking it's looking very finished, okay? It might look better when it's blocked, but I'm not thinking that it looks great. So I actually delved into the picking up stitches. I know I've done it before. I don't enjoy it, but on the Cloud Break tee, and I think I noticed quite a few people had done that. They picked up stitches and did just a tiny bit of ribbing for just to clean it up, make it look more professional. So, but it's really pretty. It has a nice raglan. It's a left and right lifted increase versus a make one right and left, which aren't bad. You just have to think about them for a minute. But I think it's really pretty. I like the variegated, and I like that it's pooling just in small bits. You know, you don't get that oil slick across it. Sometimes that happens with variegated yarns, and I tend to quit as soon as it does that. So keep your fingers crossed, but I'm thinking that it won't. But I think this is, you could do a couple rows of crochet edge. That would mean you would know how to crochet. Yes, Jackie, you too. Great idea, but it would be easier for me to pick up and do a little ribbing because I don't know how to do that. So I could always learn, but I like to get it finished before you guys get started on it. I am going to do the cap sleeve on mine because that's the length I enjoy for summer. But it does have an elbow length, and I know some of you like the longer length. So check this pattern out. It is $8 on Ravelry, but it's really pretty simple. And it's one of those that I pick up, put down, pick up, put down. You know, it's one of those that I just work on a little bit. Now I have to concentrate a little bit more. I do want to get a little bit more on our local yarn store day stuff too. So, but I've barely gone into the first skein, so that's a good sign. Now that one's working. I forgot to bring, I went to the dealership this week for what I thought was a routine oil change, and it was 3 hours. Always bring your knitting or crocheting with you when you go to something like that. It was 3 hours. What happened to the drive in, drive out, 10-minute oil change stuff? I did find out I have a battery warranty issue, so I'm working with them on that. And that took a little extra time. But while I was there, I worked on my Jane cardigan. I will show that to you next week because maybe I will have picked up something. I don't know. But I finished the body. I did the ribbing. I cast off, all that good stuff. So I forgot to bring it with me. It is sitting at the, right there by the front door, and I forgot it. So I apologize. You'll see it next week. It's really pretty. And we'll do kits again. It'll just be fun. All right. Let me do this first. I found this pattern. It is called 44 Lavender Lane Shawl Pattern. It uses whatever yarn you want. They used like 3 different yarns. They were like lace, and mohair. But you could, it's getting you a gauge that is like Aran weight, chunky, and really pretty. I thought this would be nice, and this is your free pattern for today. So very nice. So that's my scoop there. Top down triangle, crescent shape. It's kind of a crescent shape. So that's my scoop on that. They're saying you need 650 yards of a yarn. So like 700 yards. So that would be like 3.5 skeins of vintage or, something like that. So, all right. What isn't working for me this week is, and I've been trying so hard and I forget, I personally do not like working with a light color with a dark contrast color for color work. I don't know how many times I try to do this because I think it looks so pretty when other people do it, but I can see my floats. Now, when I block this, it may turn out just fine. And if you're looking at it on the table, it looks just fine. But I just don't know. So, this is the Garden Gate sweater. I have already picked out new yarn to make it, and I've already picked out a different pattern for this one, but I don't have enough of the main color, so I'm going to have to work on that. So that's my scoop. So if you have this issue too, it's not bad. You can see the floats if you really do, but when you block it, you can always pull them a little bit. They're not tight, so you can pull them so they don't show up. I personally like a dark background with a light color work because it just doesn't show up. Or a stronger background color, not white. So that is my predicament. I will have it here on Sunday for Second Sunday, so that we can check it out. I know some people took yarn for it. I know Marianne has a dark background with hers, but Leslie has a light background for hers. So you can check out mine and go from there. Now, as you can see, I know I always tell you guys this, when you have a repeat, I always put my markers in. What I also do is I tend to put a marker that is different. This one is a rubber one, right before my beginning of round marker. That way my brain kind of goes, oh, yeah, I'm almost to the end. Because I get in on a good movie or something like that, I just keep going on the same row, and then you got to pull that all out because you're not doing row 13 again. So just a helpful hint. Sometimes what I will do is, you can kind of see on mine that I did purples, and then I did oranges, and then I did some greens, then I did some yellows, and then these guys are different colors. So if I did look down and I saw that I had orange ones, then I would know, oh, I'm almost done. I need everything I can get to encourage me to keep going. So that's my scoop on that. I don't have a huge amount to talk about today, just because I have been trying to work on things that you guys can't see until the end of the month. So unfortunately, that's my problem. So I'm trying to intersperse them together. So we will have kits for the Garden Gate sweater sometime in the future. We will have kits for the replacement of the Garden Gate sweater, which is also a color work. It is from Eleanor Mortison, and that should be fun too. We are getting more of the camper yarn in very soon. I thought it was supposed to be here yesterday. I'm hoping it'll show up today or tomorrow, so hopefully we can have some more kits for you on that. Again, this month, if you do have one of our monthly savings books and you have not used your coupon, you might be able to use it for the perfect summer tee. This is going to be a 3 or 4 skein project, depending on what size you need. And I think it's just kind of fun. I traded in several of my summer tops, so now I need new ones. So this one is going to be a fun one because I think it will go right into fall with the colors, but we have lots of fun colors too. So that is my scoop for the day. And thank you for watching. I should have more for you next week. And keep watching. We'll be live on Saturday at 9:30. This Saturday, day after tomorrow. So I will see you then. And remember, we do have some extra spots at the retreat, but it does close on Friday. So if you are interested in the retreat, please make sure that you sign up by Friday, because after that we will take it off our website. So that's my scoop. You guys have a great day. Enjoy the sunshine. I think it's supposed to start getting a little warmer, but I won't say that out loud so we don't get any more snow. Talk to you soon.